Hello, everyone, and welcome to the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I am the host of the show. I have the honor of, hosting and bringing new and fresh information to you every single week. And this week, I have a very special guest, Margarita Di Margarita. Yay! I practiced that. And she has the name of her business is Herbal Artista, and she's going to be telling us all about that. But I just want to take this opportunity to thank David Goodman
Yes.
for setting up this platform. He's no longer with us, and somehow I inherited it by the grace of God, and we're able to bring resources to our community, information about all different types of subjects and things that you may or may not know about. It's also recorded on YouTube. So please share this information. You could share it on your social media and just share it with anyone that you want via text message. And just to help get the word out, because I figure I'm from a community where there was not a lot of information, and without the information, you can't take advantage of the benefits, and you don't know what you don't know. That's pretty much, it's as simple as that for me. So, Margarita Di Margarita, you beautiful woman. Thank you so much for being on my show. I met her at the open house that Carmen Nieves had,
Yes.
who's also a producer. She has her own show, Connecticut at Your Service. And here we are. God brought us together. And I thank you so much for being on the show. And I'd like you to just take a moment and reintroduce yourself to our audience. Tell them a little bit about yourself and how you got started on this journey, this business that you started to, help improve not just yourself, but the community as well.
Yes, first, thank you for having me.
You're
It's always an
welcome.
honor to be a part of something of service to everyone. Okay, I am Margarita de Margarita, which means I belong to me. Born and raised in Bridgeport, moved away for 17 years, and now I'm back. Herbal Artista is what I do. I'm an herbalist in my life right now. I create all types of teas, herbal teas for ailments, assisting in ailments. On top of that, it's called Casa de Encantos in Shelton, my studio, so you're welcome to come to that. Just call the number that's there. But there we create a lot of organic products. We believe everything that you put on your skin immediately goes into your bloodstream, so we try to create organic lip balms, lotions, sprays, and of course, organic teas. Teas are very imperative for our health, and the different herbs that grow so freely in this world were meant to heal.
Exactly.
We're meant to just calm our spirits. And a lot of the teas are really just that. They help calm you. Chamomile, I'm gonna throw that out there, is one, in lavender. And when we do that, when we take charge of who we are, where we are, and where we plan to be in the future amongst family, friends, and loved ones, and assist our community in growing, then we need to know that every day we need to sit in our peace, and that way we can invite our power back. And when we invite our power back as women, I'm gonna generalize, then we are at our best. We're flying high on such a high frequency. Our energies, all they see are possibilities and opportunities. We don't see obstacles. And that's what I try to bring to the little parts of my world when I meet women, empowered women, as you say, because we were all there. We were there seeking something that will help us grow, and therefore share that kindness and assist others in growing. So that's what my life really dedication has always been. I write about it in my books.
Okay.
In my workshops, I talk about it. I had a show, Viva Café con Leche, which is on YouTube. We spoke about that. It's just growth. It's about taking accountability for where you are right now in your moment, because this is all we own.
I love that.
And then seeking and just taking a pause, so that then we can say, okay, I'm going to take a step forward here and learn as much as I can. And I might have to cross over to this side, but if that's what I need to do, because that's where I was meant to be, then I'm going to do that. But before we can engage in anything positive in our lives, and growth and evolvement and sharing and kindness, we must take that pause and sit in our peace. And if a cup of chamomile lavender tea is going to help you, then come on down.
And you know what? There are so many people that I hear what you're saying. I've been there, but at some point I didn't know how to take that pause, because, I was take care of my husband, my kids, and they're going to football and working full time. My life was just so busy. It was like a rat race, It was always so busy, and then there's certain, expectations, and if you're not sure if you can do it, then anxiety sets in, and people don't know how to take that pause. Is the point that I'm trying to make. And so finally, for me, when my kids grew up, they graduated from high school, then college, and our husband, we're kind of like, I don't want to say cruise control, but I didn't have to do as much for him. He's playing golf, and then I just had my time. I didn't know what to do with myself. Have you ever been to that point? I was like, okay, I'm free. I could do something, but I didn't know what to do because I was so busy taking care of everyone else, so busy running, rushing from here to there. I didn't even dress nice. I was just like throwing clothes on because, I needed to sleep and stuff like that. So how do you take a pause if you're where I used to be? I know how to do it now. But
and that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because you're still healthy. You're still agile. You still have that fire and that desire to do something different. I have a link on YouTube. It's called Moments con Margarita, and I had a guest speaker, a professor, and we were talking about busy and being.
Busy and being.
Now,
okay.
When we allow, life is simple. Life really is simple. It's what we do in our lives that create the chaos or create the sucking of the time. And
the anxiety.
Anxiety,
not meeting those expectations.
And I was listening when you said that. I'm like, oh, let me not forget. The biggest demons that we carry that they sabotage, it's like a tsunami in our lives, is assumptions and expectations. And that's the world putting those on us.
Yeah.
Okay? When we place them upon ourselves, it's a jail cell. But here's the key, the door's wide open. We just don't venture out into freedom because that has become such a normal, okay, I'm married, I gotta do this, I gotta raise the kids, I gotta do this, I'll wait until I'm here, until I'm here. So real briefly, I'll share, I was a teen mom, and then in my 40s, at 42, I married a very calming spirit to my rage. And he was diagnosed shortly after with ALS.
Oh.
So I went from a newlywed wife to a full-time caretaker.
CNA, yeah.
So after 6 years, he passed away. And that's exactly what I said. What do I do now? Because I had been a caretaker really since a teenager, because after I had my daughter, then I was a mom of two at 21. So, that's what you do with your life. And then here we were, and I'm like, Maron, what am I going to do now? And then a month later, I said, I'm gonna figure it out, but I can't do it here. Sometimes we stay in the same environment.
You had to get out
There's
of the
no
environment.
outlet.
Okay.
There's no outlet. So you might run a lap around the corner, and the other side of the environment might seem like, oh, freedom, but then it's like, no. So I booked a ticket with no knowledge other than watching a couple movies and YouTube videos. I bought a backpack, and I went on a 500-mile hike through Spain.
Oh my God.
By myself. I thought I was gonna die.
By yourself?
By myself. I was very overweight being home, and then I found, like, it was sad, and I was already mourning my husband, but I had to mourn while I'm climbing mountains thinking I was gonna die. I was mourning that Margarita that was no more. So that brings you into a frenzy, and then when I came home, I lost and I gained so much in that walk because I lost the person I thought I was. Mm-hmm. The person I clung to with all the chaos and noise and anger. And then I had to reintroduce myself to this woman that was free and did the best she could. So I lost guilt. And I lost the sabotaging of grief. Because grief we carry in our back pockets till the day we die.
Yes.
But I lost the invasion of it, like occupying every thought. Did I do this right? Did I? And I gained like this. It was me. It's like, okay. And so I you go through all of that, but in the interim of where we were, we're so busy being, busy doing, that we forget who we are.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
We forget, and a lot of people don't come back from it until it's late.
Yeah.
So that's a very important topic you brought up. We got to understand that when you just sit down, even if it's 5 to 15 minutes, if you get an opportunity, just sit down and do nothing. Just stare into, do nothing. Mm-hmm. And just breathe. We don't breathe enough. So you got to take, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the BS.
Exactly.
When you sit in your peace for 5 to 10 minutes a day, you're acknowledging your value. Mm-hmm. You're saying, I do matter. I do have integrity to get up and do anything I want. Like, we can do anything, we just can't do everything.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, you hit the nail on the head. You can have it all, but not at the same time.
No, and what does busy keep you? Before, I didn't mean to interrupt you. When I used to teach at Career Resources, my clients were my students were very new to this job first thing. Mm-hmm. And so they were very angry and scared and all that. So they were like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And so I taught them that busy, if you break it down, it means being under Satan's yoke. Satan could be whatever you want it to be, but it's always negative. So when like when they stuff your mailbox with junk mail, now you got all this junk mail everywhere. Like, why can't we throw it out? Why can't we just not even bring it in the house?
Exactly.
So that's being busy. When you're busy, you can't breathe. You're drowning and you want to give up, but you can't because so-and-so depends on you. And when you just learn how to sit in your peace, you learn that you're the most important person in your life.
That's right.
And without me, I cannot provide what I've been providing unless I take care of me first.
Exactly. And that's hard to do if you were, let's say when I was like 36, 37 years old, or even 40, when I had the 2 kids, 4 years apart and everything. So there was no way I could just sit there and just be me for like 3 minutes, like, Mommy, this. So you know what? I'm going to give you some good advice, a hiding place. Go in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Nobody will disturb you in the bathroom. Get your cup of tea or whatever you need to do. Go into the restroom, light a candle. If, like Margarita said, just 5 minutes and take your me time. Yes. That is so powerful. And then it gives you a chance to refresh, renew, and then to go back and start all over again. You get a break, a pause, whatever you called it. And I just wanted to say, when you were talking about that, I was thinking how would I have been able to do that? Where would I be able to do that with all these men running around, my husband and my two sons? Something would have been going on, or food cooking, or just whatever. The only room I could think of that I would have been safe to do that was the bathroom.
Yes.
I could just pretend I'm busy right now. It's not a number one, it's a number two. I'm gonna be in here like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because that's you.
But that's when they leave you alone.
And that's you having even a bit, because control gets distorted, but that's you having control over your now.
Yeah.
Because that's all that matters. We can't go back and fix or change and rearrange anything from yesterday. And half of us live like teeter-tottering into the future. And so we're not there yet. We don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
If we only have, right now, I only have this moment sitting across from you. And to tell you, you're smart, you're kind, you're important. That's my favorite line out of The Help. I love to say, like,
that.
you is smart, you is kind.
You're a life coach too, aren't you?
I am. I am a spiritual and creative healing life coach. But let me tell you right now, I've been around the world, and my two kids are 4 years apart too. My daughter will be 39 and my son will be 35. And I have 5 grandkids.
Wow. Congratulations.
And I never liked kids, and just put it out there because I'm straight up and down like 6 o'clock. I mean, I had a very good husband, my son's father, who helped raise my daughter. A phenomenal partner, because I don't cook either. And I don't know, it's not that I don't know how, it's just I chose not to. So from an early age, I always knew I have to set the boundaries of who I am without offending or putting anybody at risk, but honor me, respect me where I'm at. Of course, it came up with problems, but I always chose them that knew how to cook. So my oldest granddaughter is my miracle warrior. She got leukemia at 6, but she's 22 now.
Oh.
And she's a nail artist, she's a canvas artist, she's a tattoo artist, and she holds a full-time job as a manager in Beef O'Brady's.
Wow.
So
that's right.
Then
that's great.
I have an 18 and 14-year-old grandson, and I returned from Florida last year because my ex passed away, and my 5th grandchild was about to be born. So my son asked me to stay if I can help them out, which has been, and I was like, I had to go on another camino. I literally went on, I said, hold up. I literally went and walked the camino in winter, and then it was cut short, so I had to go back in May. And it was only to have that divine one-on-one with Yahweh, with God, and ask Him, help me do this. Help me commit to being a nanny, because I knew it would be the most difficult.
That's a challenging job. It's every day.
It's every day.
Well, Monday through Friday or whatever, while they're working.
And let me tell you that, so I'm with the 4-year-old, and Mila just turned 1. It has been the most divine intervention from Yahweh, and sometimes I'm amazed. It has been the best gift that I have received in my adult life.
Wow.
Was
Good for you.
And to be there for them. And when I need a me time, because I'm Puerto Rican and Italian, and that comes out, that anger. I may have left the rage in Spain, but the anger still resides. And so what I do is we sit down, and the 4-year-old already knows when she sees she'll sit down, or she'll put her hands and she crosses, and I say, okay, we need time, we need a moment. And within that moment, we find that space of being. So that's what I would encourage women across. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to do it the right way or the same way. It's really up to you and your soul and your spirit to come together. And it could be when you are already calm, or when you're not, or when you can't understand something. Just sit and like Vanita said, go into the bathroom if you must.
If it's that crazy, that's the only way you can get away.
If you have a pet, choose to walk it at that moment. What I'm saying is, if there's anything in this life, and the one life that we have, is to take care of yourself. And that 5 to 10 to 15 minutes throughout your day, on the way to work, on the way home, when you put everybody to sleep. When my husband was dying of ALS, it was a constant. I don't have suffer insomnia. I'm just a night owl, and that's when I discovered that I can paint. And God showed me how to transfer my sorrow onto canvas. And I've had some really good art shows. I don't think I'm a good artist, but that's just me. My thing isn't. It's about the brushstroke, and when I'm writing, it's about the pen to paper. That's my time. That's my 5 to 15 minutes a day.
That's why they call it me time. It's whatever
You are so
comes
funny.
to you. It's me time.
You know my umbrella. I have many businesses.
Uh-huh.
But the umbrella that holds them, that covers, shields all my other ones, is Crickets Whispers Me Time.
How did I know that?
And it's because I've always believed that women need to love themselves enough to say, I need a minute.
And we haven't always done that. And, going back, with women's rights, and we always felt like we had to be like on call. Like whenever they call, here we are to do whatever. What you said about your granddaughter and your me time when you meditate or whatever, what you're doing with her is teaching her at a very early age how to do what I didn't learn until I was like 50 or whatever. She's already learning how to take control of her time, her me time, her my time, or whatever you want to call it. And the 1-year-old as well. Is it a granddaughters, grandsons, or whatever? But you're already teaching them, so she won't have the problem I had. She won't have the problem that you have. She's going to grow up. It's going to be like a natural thing. It's going to be like having dinner at 6 instead of 7 or whatever. It's just going to come so natural for her. She'll be able to take control over her own self and her own time. And that's so important. There's nothing more important than self-care.
Nothing.
So can you just tell us again, for contact purposes, where your businesses are, some of the things that you cover under your umbrella? And I'm going to tell you right now, whatever it is, it's good. I feel so calm right now just listening to you. I have to try one of these teas or come by. But anyway, tell us where your businesses are, and they can always contact you at the number below or send you a text.
Yes. Again, in Florida, I have a coffee company. It's called Naturally Orgasmic Cafe. I buy the beans. I have a contract with Puerto Rico. I roast them. I grind them. I bag them. But since I've been here, I was like, okay, what do I do now? But in certified, I am a spiritual and creative healing life coach. I am an end-of-life doula. I am an ordained minister.
Oh, that's why I feel this coming, okay?
And I'm a writer, an author, and I do workshops for women. I did one March 8th. I had one at the studio. My business that I share with my cousin, who's a seamstress, is called Casa de Encantos Art Sanctuary. It's located at 415 Howe Avenue in Shelton. And you can come in, there's purses, headbands, and then all the other stuff, teas, magnesium, which we all need, lip balms. There's just paintings, purses, painted purses. So give me a call. I can meet you there. My weekends, I'm there. But most important, if I can leave anybody with the end note, because we're about to end, is remind yourself every morning after my gratitude prayer, I wake up and I go. I sit on the bed and I go, good morning, Margarita. We're good today. I love you. We're safe. We're safe. We're good. And then I rise and I do what I have to do. Talk to your body. Talk to your body.
Wow, okay. I always say, thank God for letting me see another day.
Yes.
Today is going to be a great day, no matter what. So tell us a little bit about, we have like 2.5 minutes left. Your books, you wrote books, or a book. So what are the name of your book?
I have 8.
8 books, oh my goodness.
I have Soul Searching for Peace, I wrote in 2006. And when my husband passed away, I wrote Pushing Back Against ALS, Doing It My Way. And it's, and then I wrote in 2020 during the pandemic in early April, I wrote the second edition of my first book, which was phenomenal. It is Soul Searching for Peace. My artwork is on the cover of both the ALS one and that. And let me tell you something that it's so powerful. Like I'll sit down and read that book and I'm like, oh my God, I wrote this.
And where can you find them? Just
Amazon.
Online? They're on Amazon. Okay. So they would just go onto Amazon and look up Margarita D. Margarita, or would they know the name? Have to know the name of the book.
They can look up my name.
All right. And then you'll get a list of everything that comes up. I love Google. I love the search engines because they tell you everything.
So do I. Sometimes a little too much, but
Sorry
I love
to
them.
interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, not at all. So, and then I co-wrote 3 books, which is a trilogy. Her Badass Story, which is also on Amazon. Her Badass Story.
Her Badass Story?
Yeah.
Oh, she's smart.
It's from tragedy to triumph to transformation. It's all women writing in there. One of my cousins, born and raised in Bridgeport, Chanel Hernandez, is one of the authors in there.
Awesome.
Phenomenal. And then I have a women's journal. It's called Understand Her, is what I do workshops on. And the coffee quote book, because I'm an herbalist, but I love me some coffee.
Oh, yeah. Nothing happens without the coffee. I'll just walk around in circles before I have my coffee. Margarita, thank you so much
the honor's
for
mine.
all of this information. If you missed anything, just look at the video again. It's going to be on YouTube. If you need the addresses, the phone number is there. And self-care is so important, whether it's physically or mentally or spiritually. We all need to take care of ourselves. So I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.
Yes.